I would take it completely seriously like a real fight, and I'd whoop his ass, I'd beat him.
I don't think he ever gets into the ring and risks his alpha male appearance.
The internet has officially found its next major obsession, Andrew Tate versus Jake Paul. After months of speculation, rumors, and dodged challenges, it's finally happening. For days, Jake seemed to avoid the fight, as if allergic to unscripted punches. Yet, as it often goes, the lure of an astronomical payday has persuaded him to step into the ring. With Tate and Jake facing off, the internet exploded, sparking debates, predictions, and endless trash talk. Why does this fight matter so much? Well, both men have massive followings and controversial reputations that dominate global headlines. Andrew Tate, the self-proclaimed king of masculinity, has made himself one of the most talked about men on the planet. Jake Paul, on the other hand, has successfully transitioned from being a YouTuber to a rising star in the boxing world, carving a unique place in the sport's history. For Jake Paul, this fight is an opportunity to prove that he's more than just a celebrity boxer. He spent the last few years building his boxing career, racking up wins and silencing skeptics, albeit against opponents who are retired MMA fighters or out-of-prime athletes. For Andrew Tate, the match is about legacy. Tate's professional kickboxing record of 76 wins and only 9 losses speaks for itself, but converting his kickboxing skills into pure boxing is a challenge. And let's be honest, his massive ego and public persona are on the line. Andrew Tate made the fight personal right from the start. On November 17, 2024, during a live stream, Tate officially called out Jake Paul, roasting him in front of his viewers. Jake Paul has never faced a fight that wasn't carefully controlled, Tate claimed, with the confidence of someone who has mastered the art of trash talk. He didn't stop there. Tate asserted that this fight would be different, setting the stage for a high-stakes showdown. Naturally, Jake didn't waste any time responding. Less than 24 hours later, he hit back with the classic Jake Paul energy we've all come to expect. Tate can't survive this match. He's only doing this for money, Jake insisted. The irony wasn't lost on anyone, a YouTuber turned boxer accusing someone else of chasing cash. But let's get one thing straight. Both Andrew Tate and Jake Paul are already swimming in cash. Jake Paul, who calls himself the problem child, has an estimated net worth of $300 million. His fortune comes from viral YouTube content, a massive social media empire, and of course, his highly profitable but heavily criticized boxing career. Andrew Tate is doing even better financially, with an estimated net worth of $400 million. His fortune comes from his kickboxing achievements, online hustling programs, and endless controversy, which he has successfully monetized. On paper, Andrew Tate seems to have the upper hand. His years of professional kickboxing experience and reputation for knockout power make him a real threat in the ring. He's spent years intimidating opponents mentally and physically. For Tate, boxing isn't just about winning. It's a psychological chess match where he uses mind games to unnerve his opponents before they even step into the ring. Jake Paul, however, thrives on being underestimated. Despite his critics calling him a fake fighter, Jake has an impressive record of 8 wins and 1 loss in his boxing career. Yes, many of his victories have come against retired athletes or non-boxers, but Jake's work ethic cannot be denied. He's consistently shown up to prove his doubters wrong. If nothing else, Jake Paul is a relentless competitor who knows how to prepare. The trash talk between the two has already started, and it's as entertaining as the fight promises to be. Tate didn't hold back, calling Jake a boy pretending to be a fighter. It's the kind of line you can imagine Tate practicing in front of a mirror, reveling in its smug delivery. Jake shot back immediately, claiming Tate is all talk and vowing to shut him down in the ring. It's classic pre-fight strategy. Both men are masters of promoting themselves and turning trash talk into ticket sales. Beyond the verbal warfare, both fighters are taking their training seriously. Andrew Tate has reportedly been working with elite boxing coaches to fine-tune his skills, focusing on transitioning from kickboxing to pure boxing. For someone who has relied heavily on kicks, knees, and elbows in his fighting career, the adjustment won't be easy. But if there's one thing Tate loves more than his Bugatti collection, it's proving people wrong. Jake Paul, meanwhile, is sticking with his trusted team, led by Coach BJ Flores. Insiders have said that Jake is doubling down on endurance training, preparing for Tate's knockout power. Jake knows his strengths lie in his stamina and ability to wear opponents down over time. This strategy has earned him grudging respect, even from some of his harshest critics. For Jake Paul, the stakes are incredibly high. This fight is about respect and legitimacy. Despite his success, Jake is still viewed by many as an entertainer rather than a serious athlete. A win against Andrew Tate would be a massive "I told you so" moment for Jake, a chance to silence his critics and cement his place in boxing. But if Jake loses, the backlash will be brutal. His entire brand is built around being the underdog who always comes out on top. Losing would shatter that image, and the memes alone would be merciless. For Andrew Tate, the stakes are equally significant. This fight is about legacy. Tate has repeatedly criticized celebrity boxing, calling it a mockery of combat sports. By stepping into the ring with Jake Paul, Tate has an opportunity to restore honor to the sport and prove that traditional fighters can dominate celebrity boxers. However, if he loses to Jake, a YouTuber who built his career on prank videos, it would be catastrophic for his credibility. His carefully crafted top G persona would take a serious hit, and his reputation as a tough, unbeatable fighter would be questioned. The internet, of course, has wasted no time weighing in on the fight. A recent Twitter poll showed that 65% of fans are backing Andrew Tate, while 35% are rooting for Jake Paul. TikTok is flooded with memes, predictions, and training clips, with hashtags like #TatesPaul2025 and #RealBoxingReturns racking up hundreds of millions of views. Even celebrities have chimed in. Logan Paul, Jake's older brother, publicly doubted Tate's chances, claiming that Tate has bitten off more than he can chew. Meanwhile, UFC legend Conor McGregor called the fight a circus, but admitted he'd still watch it, saying, "Boxing needs entertainment like this." The financial stakes for this fight are enormous. Early projections suggest that the event could generate over $100 million in pay-per-view revenue, placing it on par with legendary bouts like Mayweather versus Pacquiao. With a projected global audience of over 50 million viewers, the fight has the potential to become one of the most watched boxing events in history. Not surprisingly, insiders are buzzing about a likely March 2025 fight date, with Las Vegas's T-Mobile Arena as the preferred venue. Vegas, with its bright lights and glitzy appeal, is the perfect backdrop for a showdown of this magnitude. It's a match made in marketing heaven, two larger-than-life personalities clashing for pride, money, and the chance to prove who the bigger alpha male really is. So who has the edge? On one hand, Andrew Tate's experience, knockout power, and mental warfare make him a formidable opponent. If Tate can land one of his signature power shots early in the fight, it could be lights out for Jake Paul. On the other hand, Jake Paul's youth, stamina, and relentless training can't be ignored. If the fight goes the distance, Jake might have the advantage. He's proven time and again that he can outlast opponents and find a way to win. At its core, this fight isn't just about two men, it's about what they represent. Traditional boxing purists have long dismissed celebrity boxing as a joke, but fights like this are impossible to ignore. Like it or not, celebrity boxing is bringing millions of new fans to the sport, and this fight will only fuel its growth. A win for Jake Paul could legitimize the celebrity boxing scene even further, paving the way for more high-profile crossover fights. A win for Andrew Tate, on the other hand, would reinforce the dominance of traditional fighters and serve as a reminder that boxing is no place for influencers looking to make a quick buck. Love them or hate them, Andrew Tate and Jake Paul know how to capture the world's attention. This fight is bigger than boxing. It's a cultural event that will dominate headlines and social media. For both men, the stakes couldn't be higher. Their pride, reputations, and millions of dollars are on the line. One thing's for sure, when Andrew Tate and Jake Paul step into the ring, the entire world will be watching. March 2025 can't come soon enough.